You're listening to the Hella Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Welcome to the Hello Well with Danielle podcast, your weekly mental vacation from the daily grind for busy women who just need a moment to pause, breathe, and woosah. I'm your host, Danielle Washington, and I'm a little nervous today. Not sure how you guys are going to take this, but I feel like I have an unpopular opinion that I just need to get off my chest because I don't want to lie to you. I feel like so many people online and in blogs and in the world are just lying to people about, oh, you just do this one thing and your life will miraculously be changed forever. Like there's this like wellness rules, like if you just go outside and you let the sun hit your face and you twirl around, you're going to be healed. You're going to get out of survival mode. Your stress is going to melt away. You're never going to have any problems. And I'm calling BS. Like I can't do it anymore. Like not even that I can't do it anymore. I can't sit here and be one of those people who tells you just go outside and your life is just going to be amazing. The reality is sometimes life just sucks. Sometimes you are just in a storm and you are just trying to get by, and that's where you are. A lot of us are in survival mode and just trying to survive today and get through this last 24 hours. So then maybe we can get to the next 24 hours. And if we're lucky, we'll get another 24 hours to go through. And that's just where we are. And that's just our reality. Like, I can say you're worthy of living a life that's not in survival mode and a life that feels wonderful and amazing because you are. But you know that. I don't have to tell you you're worthy of not living in survival because that's not going to change anything. What we need is to figure out, how do I get out of this space? How do I get into a flow that feels good, that feels like my form of balance? And what I'm here to tell you today is that this wellness rules that people are telling you online, I just don't believe in it. Like, I feel like today I want to talk about how we're constantly being told that there's a right way to do wellness, because it's not true. And if you're tired of what feels like empty promises of this wellness, euphoria, and hearing the same advice from people that feels out of touch, not for you because they're not like us, this episode is for you. Because we're going to get real and talk about what it takes to really find your flow and to find your version of wellness. But before we get into that, I always like to do a little bit of breathing exercise. And today I was thinking alternate nostril breathing is great because it's one of those things that I feel like when you're feeling off-centered, it's a must do. It helps you kind of get through the world. Not saying it's the end all be all, but it's one of those quick things that helps kind of regulate the nervous system and kind of get you back into track a little bit better. So how do you do this one? So what you're going to do is you're going to sit with a straight spine. So you could be sitting in easy pose, or you can sit in a chair, whatever will help you keep your spine straight and you'll feel comfortable. Then you're going to take your right hand using your thumb and index finger, and you're going to make a U with the two fingers. So using your thumb, you're going to close off the right nostril, and then you're going to use that to breathe out of the left nostril. And when you're breathing, then you're going to use the index finger to close off the left nostril. So right now, let's close off the left nostril using your index finger. And then you're going to inhale deeply through the right nostril. 2, 3, 4. And at the end of the inhale, you're going to close the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril. Now inhale through the left nostril fully and deeply. And then close the left nostril, exhaling through the right one. Again, inhaling through the right nostril. And then close the right nostril, exhaling through the left nostril. Inhaling through the left nostril. Then closing the left nostril, exhaling through the right one. And then inhale through both nostrils. Hold the breath a few seconds. Lowering the hand and exhaling. And just taking a moment to be still. This practice seems so simple and easy, but it's one of those things of closing and opening the nostrils helps you to be able to regulate your mood and your energy in a powerful way. If you're not familiar with the connection between the left and the right, like the right nostril breathing, if you just want to do right nostril breathing alone, so if you just breathe in and out of your right nostril, it's about helping, bringing in that sun energy, alertness, willpower, concentration, readiness. Whereas breathing out your left nostril is all about that moon energy. It's like that cooling energy. It's receptive, it's calming, it's peaceful. So, but doing back and forth, it's helping you to regulate your energy in such a beautiful way. So just a breathing exercise, if you ever want to do that, it is available to you. Now we're back to our conversation about, again, what I feel is an unpopular opinion of that this oversimplification of what wellness is. It's this ideal that there is a right way to do wellness, which I don't believe is true. So I feel like the mainstream media and mainstream ideal is that these wellness practices, like just go outside or just write it down, are these universal solutions, but they just feel like empty promises to me. And I'm not saying that they don't work or they can't work for people, because I know that they do. But when you're trying to get through a day and all you have is this ideal is that I just have to get through these 24 hours. Like I'm just trying to survive. I'm like stressing and life just is feeling like overwhelmed and I'm exhausted. Hearing someone tell you just breathe feels like it doesn't make sense. You're like, I can't. It's an eye roll moment. And I get it, because all of me wants to tell people, if you just breathe, it's going to be okay. And when you're in that hyper mode of just trying to get by, having someone tell you just breathe makes you just want to yell at them, get out of my face. But, it is what it is. For me, it was affirmations. Like, I remember when I was in the midst of going through everything and life felt really like I wasn't feeling worthy of anything. I was self-sabotaging. I remember having a coach who was like, you just need to write affirmations. You need to manifest it. And I wanted to tell her, F your manifestations. F your affirmations. Because it wasn't working. Because every time I would try to say an affirmation, I would say, you are love. And then this voice in my head would be like, really, girl? By who? You are worthy. Girl, please. I wasn't in the mental state I'm in now to where I could use and hear those affirmations. It wasn't hitting me the way it does now, because I've done the work and I'm in a space to where I'm more receptive to affirmations. And that's part of it. Just because it doesn't work for you at one point doesn't mean it won't work for you at another point. But to say only affirmations is the only way to get to this healing thing that you want, and this experience, this life that you want to live, ain't it. Like for me, it was Kundalini yoga, which is not even your typical type of yoga. It's completely different than everything you see online. This yoga of awareness that uses mantra, it uses breath work, it uses a specific type of movements for a specific type of times, worked in a way that was like, yo, it would get me right in a way. It would get that clarity. It would feel peaceful. I would feel happy. I would feel like, just like I would get these aha moments that I wasn't getting before. Then I started introducing myself to breathing exercising and using my breath in different ways, and realizing when I can control my breath, I can control my mind. Those were powerful ways for me to find my flow. And what was one of the most important things that I did was stepping back from putting other people's needs first. But I don't think I would have gotten to that point if I wasn't doing these other things. And I'm saying this not to say this is what you need to do. I'm saying you need to personalize it. You need to bump the wellness rules and figure out what is working for you. It wasn't until I stopped following the wellness rules that I found something that actually made a difference in my life. And guess what? It was different from what everyone else was doing. And at first I was like, oh, well, no one else is doing this. But I'm like, but this is working for me. And when I got out of my own way and feeling like I was doing something wrong, and I was okay with what I was doing, and got past this myth of there's only one way to fix your wellness, that's when I found my flow. It's easy to think that if you just meditate once, you take a yoga class, you're going to feel all better. I've been there. But it's not that. The truth is, there's no magical fix. The magic is when you are consistent. When you're consistent and find what clicks for you, that's when the heavens part and things start feeling better. Because there's no one size fits all solution. You got to figure out what your version of wellness looks like for you in the space that you're in now. What works for you now may not be what works for you 10 days from now or 10 years from now. The real work comes in figuring out what your secret sauce is. That thing that makes you feel good. Not what other people are telling you should be feeling, what should make you feel good, but what works for you. For some of you, it might be being in nature. I know I love being in nature. For some of you, it might be, knitting. For others, it could be dancing, it could be breath work, it could be doing energy healing like Reiki, it could be shaking, it could be tapping. There's so many different ways to get out of survival mode. But one way you're never going to get out of survival mode is if you try nothing. You do nothing. Another way, potentially, is if you keep doing what everyone tells you you should do versus taking the time to explore what really works for you. When you're able to stand on, okay, I'm okay with finding something that may not look like someone else. And I'm here to tell you right now that when you're able to get out of those old patterns of thinking that I got to follow these wellness trends because that's what everyone says works and it's working for them, so it must work for me, even though it's not, I don't feel like it's working for me. I'm here to help you find what actually works for you today. Even if it doesn't fit what the mainstream is trying to tell you is what you need to do. So I need you to ask yourself a question. What have you been trying that isn't working? What is it that you might need to ditch because it's not helping you and it's not part of your flow? In the next week, think about these things. I want you to reflect on this. Like, what's one wellness trend you've been trying to force yourself to follow? And by the love of God, it's just like, I'm just not seeing results. What is that one thing that you need to let go and start looking for something else that lights you up? And the flip side is, what are 3 things that light you up that you do? I'm curious, like, just, if you need an accountability partner, DM me on Instagram and drop me a comment and let me know what's your secret sauce. And let's figure it out together. Like, I just feel like I'm tired of hearing just touch a tree and life will be okay. I'm tired of hearing just grab your journal and it's going to be amazing, because I tried that. I literally, when I had 6 people die on me, I was like, everyone says just journal it away. So I would grab my journal, went to Bali, and I'm like, I'm going to journal and I'm going to be better. And every time I tried to journal, it just was like, I would get this headache and this isn't working. But what worked for me was working with the Balinese healer, and I did yoga. What worked for me was discovering Kundalini yoga and yoga nidra. And I had never done any of those things. And I was grateful that I was open to trying something new, because if I didn't try those things new, I wouldn't have found my secret sauce. So let's find yours. I'll talk to you next week. Ciao. Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Danny on Twitter. And if you like hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.